Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. We actually have a Nissan 350Z in here. We're going to be doing a turbo kit for it, but it's not one of those stupid V6s, so stay tuned. That didn't work. Woo! Yeah baby. Good old LS power. Of course, that's all we do here. You should have guessed it. But that being said, if you notice, there's a log manifold on this thing for a turbo. So turbo, intercooler, radiator. Gonna be doing mounts for both of those and then getting a turbo to sit right in there and get a downpipe to go right through there. This will be a fun one, so stay tuned, and we're gonna kill it on this, so let's do it. This out of the way. As you can tell, it is floating on its own weight. Now I just have to pump it over. Grab that. Gotta finesse it a little bit, but it will come. So then I'm gonna weld this up quick. Bring it over here. Okay. So I'm gonna weld the rest of these up real quick and we'll get it back in the car and mount up the radiator. So I've got Everlast 325 over here, EXT. Turn it on. I don't have to change anything, it's already on my preset, but I'll show you guys. If you watch any of my other videos, I typically try to do this in every video just so everyone gets a chance to kind of see my settings and what the heck I'm doing. I try not to skip over it. I do sometimes, so I'm sorry if I do, but if you guys want to go back, watch some older videos, I do put my settings in there and like my consumables. It's actually on the ground right now, whoops. But yeah, so kind of go through this. As you can see, this is kind of the menu that they have. Welding amps, that's what we're on, so you got your select button. So now we go to our hertz. I'm at 125 hertz, and then Everlast, their balance is ass backwards from any other machine. So my cleaning percent is at 40, which would be like 80 on any other machine, like a Miller, for example. Downslope 0, end amps 10, that's the lowest I can go. Post flow 2.5, I'm running aluminum, and I have a gas lens and a number 8 cup or number 7 cup. Post or pre-flow 2.5, don't really need that. Start amps 10 amps, that's the lowest she goes on AC. But high frequency TIG, normal setup, don't have it on any of this crap. It will probably mess you up if you have any clue what you're doing. And advanced square wave and a pedal, and we're not doing pulse, so good. Okay, back to this. Actually, this one's over there. That thing's solid. Everyone hates on the 2-mount system I got going, but you know what? There's gonna be 2 fucking tubes into that shit too, with 4 clamps on it, all piped up. Won't ever go anywhere. I'm satisfied with that. Going right. Bottom of the intercooler. So there, I know it's level. This can come out. I just gotta get my gap here even. Okay, so I'm gonna take off 1/2 inch on these. Got mounts right here that will be mounts in a few seconds. I'm just gonna trim them up. the intercooler mounted up. Beefed up the intercooler mount. But yeah, they are in there nice and snug. Gotta get as much room as we can so I can fit the turbo like right here and be able to fit everything in there. So that's why it's like that. Have this as close to this as I can, but with this as far out as I can, so I'm not dealing with this tube in the way of doing intercooler piping. We'll have to probably do some pie cutting or have a tight 90 or a tight 90 coupler in there, but when the time comes, it'll be easier to do that with it being a little bit farther out. So this is just off of the front bumper mount. It's just one nut. It's super snug. And then this is off of the actual mount to the frame horn, which is the mount to the bumper. And it's, with the intercooler being out in there, it makes it really sturdy. Has nowhere to go. And once all that piping's ran, it'll make it even better. So it's coming along. I just got to get the turbo right in here and then the downpipe snaked through here. It's going to be a tight son of a bitch, but just see what we can do. Alright, so we are back on the 350Z with the LS and the turbo. I got the radiator and the intercooler all mounted up like you guys saw. Now I'm moving on to I got the engine lift out, got that turbo out, got it chained up, got it in the place where I think I'm gonna have it, and made sure I got clearances where they're good and you know you're able to move everything and not have issues. Bunch of very tight gaps on this one, but it is going to work a lot better than the turbo being basically down at the ground like he had it before. It was running off a scavenge pump to get the oil to drain because it sat so low. This is just like some MIG welded pie cuts. I don't know. Cool in theory, but didn't work. So now I got this going. We got it snaked in there. This is getting capped actually. He has a cap for that. And we're gonna put it down here somewhere. The wastegate, get a flange down there. And yeah. So, about to tack this up, the Everlast. And then kind of get everything positioned to keep running everything. Get a mount on it, like a stabilizer mount somewhere. So that's tacked on there, and turbo is off. I just gotta get that mount like I was saying. So I have this right here. Oh, just kidding, it's right here. And then this will go over here. And then I'll be able to, thing that comes off of this, and then it's gonna go to this hole down here on the block. So I'm gonna show you that as I do it here. Alright, so I'm getting the mount tacked up. Got it on the bottom side of this T4 flange. It has a nice little bevel in it, so I'm going to TIG weld this on both sides. I don't know if I'll go all the way or just stitch weld from like the middle over or something, a couple inches or something, but it's coming out pretty nice. Soon be back in the car and we'll make a mount to come off of that to go to the block. So I've been going at it on a turbo mount actually. So I got this little angle piece made to go right here that will bolt right there. This is gonna get TIG welded right here. I'm gonna get a gusset under right here, and then I will weld this. I'll tack up this nut to the top side of the actual mounting spot that I welded onto the turbo flange, and then the bolt will just be able to come out in and out right there without using two tools basically. So I'm gonna tack this up right now, tack that up, and then take it out, make a little gusset, and then kind of tidy that all up and move on. Alright, I got this mount all done. I'll pull it out so you can see it. So it's gonna bolt to the side of the block like that, and then it's gonna go, it's got a little tilt up to it, and it's bolts down to that nut down there, and it's real simple. So got that all finished up, came out super sick. So let's put it on. Shortened up. It's 3/8 by 16. Thread pitch, thread size, bolt size. 1-inch bolt, and I basically cut it in half. That started. Get it finger tight, and it sits right there. I need right here. 1 inch. You actually probably cut this one down. Probably will. Shit, going in the wrong hole. That's what she said. That's what he said. That's what. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you get it. Take a little off of that thing just so it's not so ugly. Maybe get a little more flush. Okay, I'm gonna go cut this. Wrench. Wrench down here. That MFer ain't going nowhere. So there you got it. Turbo mount. Came out sick. Alright, I got the turbo bolted back up and in place, and then I cut this tube down to get a downpipe going, so I'm going to tack it all up right now and we'll finish up the downpipe and keep going on intercooler piping. So downpipe's tacked up. I actually just cut it. Got it snaked in there. I'm gonna, god damn it, I just cleaned that. Gonna figure out, took off my glove. Gonna figure out how many pie cuts I need to get that to fit in there. It's really hard to see, but it'll be right down in there. And yeah, it should work out pretty slick, and basically just run straight back under the car and come out down there where a regular pipe would come out. So, well, regular, but yeah. So I got some stuff, some cutoffs cleaned up, couple things so I can cut and get something in there. Alright, so I got some stuff going on here. It's a really tight little fit in there with some weird angles, so I'm going to actually tack this to the downpipe I have going right here, and then we're going to fit up a tube on the back side to get him past the subframe and everything and the firewall, and then he'll be able to run the exhaust all the way out. Got us a downpipe. I just gotta weld a little bit right here to pull it over, get just a little bit of clearance, and yeah, I'm gonna start welding it. Finishing up welding this downpipe for the 350Z. Came out pretty sick. So it just slips down through there. I'll fit that up. 250Z here with the turbo. I got the intercooler and the radiator all mounted back up, and I ended up starting on the intercooler piping. He sent me up a kit, and I forgot that the couplers were in the kit, so we're waiting on another coupler that he had to get. We need a 45 reduced one right here so we can make that work a lot easier. And I got this all mocked up, so you got little blow-off valve right here on the bottom side, 90 elbow, 3-inch. Had to do a little spacer here with how everything got cut up, and then there is a little kind of just an extension down there welded on to the coupler, or to go into the coupler. I don't have any clamps on anything yet because it's more than likely gonna all have to come off so I can get this hot side done. I'm waiting on a flange. I need the right flange, this flange basically. I could cut this one off and whatever, but then potentially he's just gonna get a new hot side and sell this hot side with a wastegate mount, the V-band right on it. So waiting on a new one of those because we got the wrong one. And I have a flange made right here to go right down there, and then the wastegate, basically this, picture this flange on top of this, and then it'll be on the pipe just like that down there. So I'm waiting on that, and then we can do the wastegate, and then I gotta shoot the wastegate dump right back into here. It'll be a short little tube just notched up and pretty simple. For the downpipe, we're just gonna leave it for right now. He's kind of figuring out what he wants to do for full exhaust, or not really 100% sure yet. It's gonna be a lot of pie cuts to like snake it around if we want to keep 3-inch. So kind of just figuring out the best way to get around the crossover and not mess around a lot. But yeah, anyway, it's coming good, coming together good. I got a tube right here, the other intercooler, or for the turbo side of the intercooler, cold side. This is basically how the other side is, just a 90-piece cut down, and then a bead roll right here, right here. So waiting on that little 45 coupler. Might be here today or tomorrow, I forget. So once I get that, I pretty much am just gonna cut that a little bit shorter and 90 it straight up into that coupler and weld a 90 on to the end of there. As you can see, we're pretty close now, but just cut off that bead roll end, shorten it up a little bit, and then get a 90 to come in at where this 45 coupler is gonna be, the reduced. This is a 2.5, and then we need it to be 3-inch. So really close on this one, just waiting on a couple things. Otherwise, it's coming together super good. I'll throw up some pictures of the intercooler piping and all that I took, so you guys can see it at least. I'll probably end up making a clip of it out of the car, but anyway, I'm rambling. Well, I got the intake side charge pipe done. So I just got this bung welded in. This will go from over here, sit like this, up into there. I'm gonna get it all in there quick. Okay, I got this routed down back behind this pump, kind of how he's got the rest of this stuff.
suppose I can just go right with all this stuff. Keep it clean. Get that tucked in there. Get that tucked under this hose. Got this. No issues there. Once he gets all that up in there. Yep, just like that. Waiting on a coupler. Alright, so I'm getting the wastegate fitted up. I already got it actually in here and welded up and fitted and everything. Now I'm getting the screamer pipe plumbed back into the actual downpipe. So I'm going to tack all this up and get to welding and make sure that it all fits and get everything back in here squared away, gaskets in there. I got to cap this still, but other than that, we're going to get this done, purge all that, get everything back in the car, and this thing will be done. So stay tuned here. Well, I got that thing all welded up, got everything back in here. I just got to get intercooler and the bumper back on and the radiator, and then just double check everything. Got to get some nuts right here, tighten down the turbo housing, the cold side. Got this welded, the cap. Yeah, it came out super slick for how tight of an area that we're working with. It's, this was like a tight one. Make it work. This thing is done. So we just got everything put back together. Wastegate all plumbed back in there, downpipe in there. I got this bad boy capped, looking decent. It's kind of a weird material. It didn't want to weld very nice, but it welded out good for what it was. Nice and strong. It's not gonna leak or anything like that. Got nuts down here on these studs. I got the brace tightened up for the turbo mount. Everything fits as it should still. Everything clears. Nothing is gonna hit. Get a turbo guard on there still. Intercooler piping. Just gotta tighten down some clamps on the intercooler piping. Basically all the clamps are still just kind of finger tight. But other than that, it came out super good, and I'm like really excited about how it came together and how good it's gonna be, like all put together with the hood on, grill on, bumper on, everything, because you're not gonna frickin' know what's underneath the hood. And basically that's the point of this build. It's gonna be a little sleeper, and you'll never know what it really is until you actually pop the hood. But this thing's super cool. Jeff is a super cool guy. Follow him on the gram. This thing is badass. This is actually his first car, and he's just kind of been slowly kicking away at it for the years, and I fucking love it. I really do. It's really freaking sweet. It's got the Terminator. It's got a badass shifter in it. That thing is rowdy. Everything in it is nice. He's got super well done stuff. I really like it. So yeah guys, that is gonna be it for this video. If you want to subscribe for more, I will see you in the next one. Peace.